Hey Posse, I'm here in Omaha, Nebraska for the week and weekend, and I decided to stop at Dragon's Lair Comics and Games. They have card stuff, toys, comic books, RPG stuff, so let's see what they got inside. Hey, we're with Craig from Dragon's Lair Comics here in Omaha, Nebraska. And you were telling me you worked here for about 40 years or so?
Yeah, just under 40 years.
Just under 40 years?
And I started just out of high school.
Okay.
Bob, the owner of the store, started at a flea market mid 70s, and like 75, 76-ish, I think, and selling his comic collection.
Okay.
And demand was high enough that he ended up moving into a store. And
that's the dream right there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm just selling my collection, and people make a store out of it.
He had told his mom it was okay to get rid of his comic collection, and then somebody asked him about some of his old stuff, and he said, "Hold on, Mom, you still have those?"
Yeah.
And made a trip home and got his stuff and started selling it.
Exactly. I think that's like collector's dreams right there. Like, oh, I wonder if my parents still have my stuff, and then start making a profit off it, and then you're able to open this awesome store. So what kind of got you into collecting, like figures or comic books mainly?
Me, it was comics.
Okay.
I've done a little bit of role playing and a few board games here and there, but comics are where I spend all my nerd points.
DC or Marvel or?
I started as DC, but definitely got into Marvel. As a little kid, I somehow didn't even know Marvel existed. Newsstands didn't have them, or I just had blinders on and Superman, Justice League. But say junior high-ish, I about the time I started coming into Dragon's Lair, probably I discovered.
I feel like the older you get, the more you realize, hey, Marvel's dealing with actual issues that I'm having as a kid.
So back then, before comic stores, the DC stuff was a little more appealing to me, probably because it was one and dones. You could read, any given issue at any time and not be lost.
Yeah, so everything's kind of like it was like kind of a self-contained story.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to like read the first 10 issues to understand what was going on.
Honestly, my first exposure to Marvels that I remember, I ran into a kid on vacation and we exchanged comics and and talked about comics and read each other's stuff. And he had some Marvel stuff that I just thought it was terrible because they didn't end.
Oh, yeah.
I was offended. How could you let me read a story that doesn't have an ending?
Now I gotta wait like 2 weeks for the next issue.
I'll never find this. They were old books. I'm never gonna see these. So maybe that's part of subliminally, subconsciously why I sought out being in selling old comics so I could find that stuff and get the end of the story.
Nice. I'm in the process of trying to get the first 100 issues of Fantastic Four, Silver Age.
Okay.
So issues 1 through 10, I'm like probably not going to get them, but try to get 11 to 99.
Well, it's nice that at least for the reading option, you can get the like Mighty Marvel, Masterwork stuff now.
Yeah, I got the milestone one for the first 10 issues.
Okay.
So I'm like, that's the closest I think I'm going to get unless I hit the lottery.
Yeah, those are great. But it's good for those guys that managed to get them before they skyrocketed.
Exactly. But thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you.
All right. Orange Dragon. Some spawns only. Obviously spawn. Every toy store has a bunch of McFarlane stuff they couldn't sell them. Awesome D&D.
I don't know if these ones are good.
Some Jim Lee Batman. Aftershocks. Cataclysm.
All right.
Netflix. I haven't played that game in forever. Got some modules here from D&D. Some nice 3.5 3s, second edition. Man, that's awesome. Got some other RPGs.